Well, hello everyone. I hope you are having a great day. I'm Devin. I garden here in Zone 7B, Maryland. I have been off of YouTube for just a little bit, I guess since last September. I apologize for that abrupt ending to my videos. Life got really crazy and busy. For those of you who might have seen my videos before, you know that I had a pretty serious injury last season beginning in May. So we're coming up about on that 1 year anniversary. I had been hedge trimming some of my boxwoods and injured my left index finger really badly, and pretty much had to spend the whole summer into the fall in rehab. I injured my nerve and my tendon, and still do not have full function of that finger. Not, full movement, feeling, still managing some pain, but for the most part, that is very manageable. Thank goodness I spent most of the summer last year in pretty severe pain. So it was a rough time and just a lot to go through. And I think that I just really burnt out. We have 3 kids who are teenagers, and they are just really busy right now. So we have a lot going on with that. And I just needed to take a step back for a while to take a break, and wasn't sure when I was going to come back, if I was going to come back. So I just kept putting off videos, and now here we are in the beginning of May, and I'm finally decided to start making videos again. So it's probably going to look a little bit different for a while. I will probably just stick to some like garden walkthroughs and tours, maybe 2 or 3 times a month is my goal to kind of ease back into things. My son is graduating here in a few weeks, so we have a lot going on with that, and I just, don't want myself to be stretched too thin. I have also started working part-time at a wholesale perennial nursery grower. They are called the Perennial Farms, and they are located in Glenarm, Maryland. That has been a really fun job to do. I get to work with plants all day long, and just, look at things that maybe I didn't know about before, kind of learn as I go. So that has been a really fun experience too. So just lots on my plate, but I just wanted to hop back on here and say hello. I hope that you are all doing well. Everything is looking okay, but we are far behind on a lot of garden tasks. We have not mulched yet. I still have a lot of planting to do, some buying to do. We are trying to figure out some new beds in the front yard. So just a lot of moving parts right now. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, and I'm gonna show you just how things are looking right now here at the beginning of May, and just kind of walk you through what some of our plans are for this season, and we'll just go from there. So let's get right to it. So here is our garden in May, and this was another reason why I was so busy. We adopted another puppy. This is Oliver. Ollie, Oliver, hi buddy. He is an 11-month-old Cavapoo that we adopted in, I guess, September. So he has been taking up a lot of our time. He is just full of energy, and as you can see, just likes to eat everything. He can be a little rambunctious in the garden, so I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go this season with him. And this is our Rosie. You may have remembered that we adopted her in June of last year. They both came from the same rescue. Rosie was a former breeding dog. She is a Havapoo. And Oliver over here was 5 months old when we got him. And he just did not sell in a commercial kennel, so they sent him to a rescue. And I thought that was so sad. But anyway, we have lots going on with the puppies and the kids, all kinds of things. But here is my May garden. I have some purples popping right now and some oranges. I have a very lush boxwood hedge. This is the infamous boxwood hedge that I was trying to trim last year that I will not be trimming this year. I'm gonna leave that up to my husband. So it's looking a little bit mangy this year. Actually, just right now it's looking a little bit mangy. It will look cleaner once he gets it trimmed. And then I really don't have anything going on in this bed right here. This is what I call my obelisk bed, with this obelisk right here. But I usually fill it up with salvia. I love the Mystic Spires blue salvia. Last year, it came back for me. It's on the border of kind of hardy in zones 7 to 8, and we are 7B, but you can see that it did not come back this year. I think because we had such a harsh and cold winter, a lot of things just did not survive. I did not take out my dahlias last year because the previous year they survived, but it was a mild winter, and this year I am afraid that they probably all died. So that was a mistake of mine for not removing them. What do you have, mister? Here, leave it. Leave it. Leave it, good boy. You found one of the hooks from my willow trellis wall here. But over here, I did get my sweet peas planted. I winter sowed these. So as these get taller and longer, I will tie them up to this trellis, this obelisk, and they will look beautiful. Last summer, or I guess, late spring, early summer, they looked so good climbing up this trellis. So I will add in more of the Mystic Spires salvia. It's just an amazing salvia. It's so full and the pollinators absolutely love it. And I did try to transplant my allium. You can see there's one little allium here, and then all of the dead down here behind the boxwood are transplanted allium. And as you see, my attempt really did not work. So I'm gonna have to wait another season for them to bloom. But I do have this beautiful glowmaster right here that's in bloom, just one single glowmaster. My plan is for the allium to just kind of go all along this boxwood hedge and fill in this whole space, and then maybe interplant them with some taller tulips. I just think that that will be so pretty behind the boxwoods for the spring. And in the summer, I like to do just a whole swath of zinnias, which I need to get started very soon here. I have 2 limetta hydrangeas on either side of my crepe myrtle that are really looking good right now. They are an earlier blooming hydrangea, so they should be getting blooms here soon in May. And then under my crepe myrtle, last year I used coleus, and I was really happy with that. So I'm probably gonna get some coleus to put right there, something that really loves that parched shade situation that we have going on here. My crepe myrtle is looking very, very lovely right now. Really looking healthy. I'm gonna back you up and we're gonna see what's going on this side. You can see our grass is quite patchy right now too. It's not in the best shape, so you're gonna see a lot of dead spots, and that might be from the dogs. I'm not really sure. Rosie's getting filthy rolling around in the mulch down there, oh my word. And I can't go by without showing you my neighbor's beautiful pink azalea. Oh, it is so gorgeous right now. I look forward to seeing that every year. So, so beautiful. We don't have any azaleas. I would love to figure out where I could put some azalea. My debunked boxwood are looking really healthy and good. They are definitely putting on growth. A little floppy, that one in the middle, but really growing well, and lots of dirt showing, as you can see, no mulch. I'll move you in a little bit closer. This is my border where I really like to put a lot of my sunnier perennials, although it is a little bit part shade, especially at the end there, and with the Rose of Sharon lining the back of the bed. But I have a lot of gaps that I still want to fill in yet. These are just a Proven Winners anemone that bloom closer to the fall. Fall in love sweetly anemone. They get beautiful pink flowers, and Limelight Prime Hydrangea is really leafing out well. I have a fox right there that I had protected all season from the bunnies all winter, and it's finally taking off, so I just need to make sure they don't get that before it blooms. And a beautiful Royal Sunset Lily. This lily has put on so much growth since I have had it. I definitely will be splitting it and moving it around just to add a little bit more continuity into this bed and maybe the obelisk bed. I think it would look really good over there. I have a peony that is coming back that is not blooming, not putting up. I dug this out of my mom's garden and it has struggled to bloom because I have moved it around so many times. So I just need to leave it be and let it start to bloom. I have an herb pot that I'm working on potting up. You can see I have some basil and rosemary and thyme in there. And I was at the garden center, one of my favorite ones near Lancaster, and I found these beautiful dahlia that are very similar to the dahlia that I had before in this bed that I believe probably are toasts from the winter. This is like a tricolor, if I can find the name. Nope. Oh yeah, here we go. This is a Happy Days orange red bicolor dahlia. So it's not exact same as the HS date one that I loved that I had in this bed, but it's very similar. So I'm gonna try that out, and it was very inexpensive. I don't know if the price is on here, but I wanna say like $3 something, maybe $3.75 for that dahlia. So it was a really good deal, if I can get it to stay up. And some daffodils that are dying back, along with some daisies and black-eyed Susans, some Nephofia coming back right there, and some beautiful cat's pajamas catmint. One of my favorite perennials for the springtime. I absolutely love it. Another one of my favorite combos this year is the cat's pajamas Nepeta, along with this lady's mantle that is looking really good this year. I just put these in last year and it is just taking off. You can see that it's going to get its yellow flowers. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a really soft, wispy flower that forms that just kind of is airy, and you don't even really recognize that it's a flower. But these do grow really well and are very easy to divide. So I will probably move those around in my garden eventually. Right behind that, I had planted a native agastache. So this is not Blue Fortune, but it's just, I think, the straight native species. And I will show you the one down the way. It is much bigger than this one. This one got eaten off by the rabbits already, so it's struggling a bit. And then a bee balm, Jacob's Klein bee balm, that has beautiful red flowers in the summer. That is a big hummingbird attractor. I can't wait for that. I love attracting as many hummingbirds and pollinators into my garden as possible. I have a beautiful purple bearded iris that is in bloom and about to burst with a lot more blooms. You can see, I'll bring it closer. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. These could also be divided and moved around to some of my different beds. A lot of empty space right there. And a glorious patch of lamb's ear. This is the Helen Weinstein lamb's ear. It does not flower, and it has really big leaves compared to the just traditional lamb's ear that I have out front. I absolutely love it. Again, one that can easily be divided and moved around. I have another dahlia to go into the ground here and just kind of sprinkle them all along this border. I think will look really, really pretty for the summer. Typically these would not be blooming right now, but because I did get them from the greenhouse, they're already blooming. So it's just a little added extra plus. And I really just try to do kind of a repetition of things with some differences here and there. But my main groupings are the black-eyed Susans and the daisies. I have some little patches of Powell pink coneflower, you can see right there, that I'm working to build so that I have much bigger patches, and possibly trying some different varieties that might do better in this bed. Another Nephofia, orange Nephofia, catmint, and the repetition kind of continues with the lady's mantle and the agastache. This is the agastache that's doing really well. Look at that, beautiful. and then the bee balm behind it. Now, technically the bee balm is supposed to get taller. Right now it is about the same height, maybe a little shorter. So you will just have to kind of see how that goes over the next year or two to see if that really is the case. I do want that to be taller, obviously, behind that agastache. And over here, I have transplanted some more foxglove that had been coming up all throughout my beds and put them back here. I love how the foxglove kind of just like gives this really nice backdrop to this garden bench that I have. And my Twombly's Red Sentinel Japanese maple is looking amazing right now. It has grown so much since last year and looking so beautiful. I love this tree. It might be my favorite tree in our garden, but it is just so beautiful. Look at that bright, vivid red. It gets that same bright red in the fall and stays a really manageable size. It tops out maybe 15 feet and stays like 6 to 8 feet wide. So perfect for small spaces with the Rose of Sharon I have right here and these green giants. I think that it'll just be perfect for this little corner. I have some wee white hydrangeas down the bottom that are looking so healthy. The healthiest that I've ever seen them look. So I'm hoping for a really good show with them this year. And some beautiful caramel heuchera. I love this heuchera so much. It is just, it performs so well, and it really just brightens up these kind of semi-shady spots. So that is how it's looking for now. It will evolve, and I will most likely be adding in like zinnias, and I have some other things to plant up that I winter sowed that I will show you quick. But I'm gonna just kind of swing you around here, and we'll go take a walk over here to my crepe myrtle bed and see what we have going on just right over here. If you happen to watch any of my videos from last year, you might have heard me talk about wanting to get a bird bath for this little bed right here. And I finally have a bird bath. This was my mom's. My mom moved in with my brother this past fall, which was another thing we had going on, was just helping her to clean out her entire house. And you know, all of her years of living and collecting, you can really collect a lot of stuff over the years. So that was a lot of work. She did a ton of work, but she gave me her bird bath. She didn't plan to use it at my brother's. I thought that I wanted a concrete bird bath, but I actually really like the red. I'm really trying to incorporate more red into my garden. I will show you some of the other things that I have. But I grew up with a lot of red. She always had like the red geraniums, and I think red just is a little bit nostalgic for me, and I haven't been using it a whole lot. So I'm really trying to just incorporate more red into my garden. There's not a whole lot going on here. It's a work in progress. I do have a peony from my mom's garden that is blooming that I got this past fall. I transplanted in here. I believe it's going to be a purple. I think this is the dark purple, almost magenta color. That is super exciting to see. Can't wait for that. I have a bunch of daffodils that are dying back, and my plan this year is to kind of use these gorgeous sunflowers. This is a Proven Winners variety. This is, I'll show you the tag quick. The Suncredible Yellow. I have never tried these, and I've always wanted to. They are an annual that blooms all summer long. And sorry, my camera is a little blurry there. Let's see, they can get 24 inches to 42 inches tall. So I think that they will hopefully be perfect, right in here. Put that back in here to kind of like be a backdrop for the other things that I'm putting in front of them. So I will put them up by the bird bath, and then I have this is let me think if I can get the name right. Midnight, I think this is the Midnight Masquerade Penstemon, another proven winners plant. I just bought this last year and it has really, really grown. So I'm almost wondering, what I'd like to do is fill this in all along the edge here in front of the sunflower. If I could even get 2 plants and then, divide it each year. A great way to save money. And then along the very front here, I used one of my favorite flowers to start from seed is the raspberry ripple zinnia. It is a workhorse and super easy, super vigorous, a beautiful pinky red flower that just kind of spread all over the edge of my patio here. It was so, so beautiful. So I think that that's what I'm gonna do for this season, and maybe add some zinnias here and there. And I have a denim and lace Russian sage right there on the corner that is another workhorse and just looks great all season. From when it starts to bloom, it'll really put on a lot of growth now that it's really warm out. So I think that I'm satisfied with those plans for this bed. This is a tricky bed. I also have a boxwood to put in right there. It is a taller variety boxwood, so hopefully it will conceal some of those pipes a little bit, some of that gutter work a little bit more. So that is our bird bath bed slash crepe myrtle bed, I guess you could call it. And another thing that we got from my mom are all of these wicker furniture pieces that I love. I think that they are so pretty, and I love them so much more than the plastic Adirondack chairs that we had been using. I think they would be beautiful with maybe some pillows on the settee over there and some potted geraniums on the tables. I really, really enjoy them. And she also gave us this little bench back here, and this is a star from inside of my house that I am gonna hang probably right there on the wall, and then display maybe some of my containers back on this bench, maybe some of my watering cans. I love collecting those galvanized watering cans. So just kind of trying to cozy up this whole area a little bit more, make it feel a little bit more cottagey and gardeny instead of just, the vinyl siding on the house here. And we're also debating building a garden bench back in here, or possibly doing some kind of a raised bed configuration to grow more vegetables. For this season, you're probably just gonna see some black grow bags, which is fine, but we'll probably grow some vegetables back in there. And you can see some of my stash of annuals. I'm really going for the reds this year. These are gonna go out front. So we're gonna do the reds and the purples and maybe some whites out there. Really looking forward to that. And I want to show you this grouping of containers that I have right back here. Another thing that my mom had gifted me was this terracotta pot that she had in her garden. I love it. And she had these heuchera in there. Just had these in there for years. I'm not sure if these are caramel. They might be caramel. And then I think this is a purple palace that just kind of got in there somehow. But I actually really like that color combination together. I think it's super pretty. This is a dragon wing begonia that has not put on growth yet. I got it super small. You might be able to see some flowers starting right there, but this is another red plant. So this does really great in kind of a part shade situation. Gets maybe 12 to 15 feet tall. So I think that will be really pretty on its own. And then I have a galvanized bin that I'm probably gonna drill holes in so I can use that somewhere for a planter. So happy with some of the progress we're making on the patio. Let's take a look down in my shady bed. Actually, before we walk over into my shady bed, I'm gonna bring you up here on the deck. I apologize for the bright sunlight. It is pushing 12 o'clock here and the sun keeps kind of going in and out of the clouds, but This is a pot that I just did last night. I had a hummingbird container is what I called it last year right here, and I loved it so much. We had hummingbirds coming from our deck over to our garden beds. It was just amazing. So we really wanted to do whatever we could this year to attract as many hummingbirds as we could again. And this is kind of similar to what I did last year, maybe a couple of changes. This is not really a hummingbird attractor, but they do love bright colors. So the bright colors just help to attract them. They don't really eat from that. And this is what is this? Kent's Beauty Oregano. I had this in a container last year. It is such a pretty oregano. You don't really eat it, but it gets these little tiny purple, almost like trumpet-like flowers on it. I'm actually not sure if they eat from them or not. I'll have to pay attention to that this year. And then, let's see, this is a salvia. I think this is I have all my tags right here, but this is the unplugged So Blue salvia. And a Magellan zinnia right there. This is a Persian shield that will get really tall. These will all grow really tall. And let's see, this is a Biden's Campfire Marshmallow, another proven winners that does really well. And this is the Hummingbird Magnet. This is a Vermillionaire. Let me see if I can find the tag. Sorry about my arm. Here it is, the Vermillionaire. If you want hummingbirds, add this into containers or into your garden somewhere, and you will definitely have hummingbirds. So, really looking forward to that growing and lots of hummingbirds. Here is some of my winter sowing stash that I did this year. I'm pretty happy with most of it. Some stuff did not take off, but some stuff is doing amazing. So let's see, I have sowed some Tall Blue Planet Ageratum right here. A lot of this is ready to be potted up into bigger containers. This was an anemone. I don't know that I'm seeing, I think I might see, yeah, there's a little seedling right there. Don't know if that's gonna start to take off. Some more powwow coneflower, powwow pink. And this is another, yes, this is another powwow wildberry coneflower. I did some foxglove. I do all my foxglove from seed. So I will plant that out soon. More foxglove, and I did some verbena, bonariensis this year. I am super excited to add that over into my main flower border, another pollinator attractor. Purple basil, looking beautiful, and some delphinium. This is a bright blue delphinium. Hopefully that'll put on some size soon. Nasturtium are looking gorgeous, so healthy. And let's see, that's more delphinium right there. I only got one or two to germinate. And some butterfly weed. This is a bright orange butterfly flower that, again, is a major attractor of pollinators. That is a marigold. Let's see, Eskimo. Yes, Eskimo marigold. Just a beautiful white marigold that I decided to try. And some Patio tomatoes. So I think I got these from Renee's Seeds, and they are doing fantastic. I'm gonna move them to their containers soon. And one hollyhock. I don't know what happened to the hollyhocks this year, but I was really excited to try these. These are the Halo Cerise hollyhock. They're, I think, a perennial hollyhock that are this really dark pink magenta color, but I have no idea why only one germinated, so that was kind of a bummer. And then these are just plants that I've collected from work. This is dianthus. It's like a buttery yellow, and I'm forgetting the name. I'm gonna have to figure out where to use that. A yarrow that I collected that I don't even know what color it is or the name of it. And then this is the boxwood I was talking about. This is better boxwood, a new disease-resistant boxwood that gets about 6 to 8 feet wide and 6 to 8 feet high and 3 to 4 feet wide. So that'll be nice to add over into that crepe myrtle bed. And over here, I'm just kind of showing you what I've got. I don't have stuff planted up yet, but this is a geranium that I saved, that I overwintered. This will be one of those bright pink geraniums, and another zinnia, yellow zinnia and vermillionaire, just to add somewhere over in here. I have a Proven Winners pink strawberry that is finally taking off. I had to protect that from rabbits also. And I'm going with purples and reds in this container this year. I have these purple calibrachoa. Let me show you. This is Super Bell's Blue Moon Punch. These did really well for me last year. So I have 3 of them to put in here, and then a red mandevilla, two red mandevillas. You can see that I've only had these in here for a couple of days and they're already trying to climb up my trellises here. These are just bamboo stakes that I am actually going to tie, I'll show you at the top here, to make just a little bamboo trellis. I have not gotten to that yet, as you can see. And this redemption elephant ear, I had these last year in my main flower bed, and for some reason they just did not take off and do well, so I wanted to try one again in a container. But these get beautiful bright pink margins as it gets hotter and hotter, and they actually are considered a perennial down to zone 7, so I'm not sure that I could trust that, but just an interesting characteristic of these redemption elephant ears. I have some mint coming back, some chocolate and strawberry mint in that container, and then these are some containers that I have sown. I have a lot more to go, but these are more container-sized tomato plants. I will most likely be giving some of these away. I have a lot of cosmos that my daughter picked out. I'm forgetting the name of the cosmos, but they're kind of a magenta and white cosmos. And then a couple of marigolds that are looking okay. And then down here we have some seed dahlias coming right there, and little tiny seedlings of coleus. So these are some of the things that my daughter picked out. I'd like to have her help me pick things out each year to grow. And then some liatris that I am trying to grow also to add to the beds. Some purple liatris and a half-dead geranium that I was trying to save. I'm not sure that is gonna be able to be saved, but those are just some of my plans for the deck. It will be evolving, so I hope that you tune back in to see the progress of everything and just kind of how everything is going. But now let's take a walk down into my shady bed over here to see what's happening. I'm loving adding these little pops of red with the geraniums on the tables. I think, like I said, I want to get more for over here. I just think that they would look so pretty against that white wicker furniture. So I'm going to walk you over here. This is more of our shady bed that we have due to these nice river birch trees overhead. They provide such nice shade. Those are our neighbors' river birch trees, but we definitely benefit from them. And here's where I keep my hummingbird feeders, right here. And I transplanted these hosta from our front yard last year, and they've really taken off. They really look nice. I got these heuchera just a couple of weeks ago to add into this bed. These are, let me make sure I have it right, Dolce Wildberry Heuchera, Proven Winners. And I'm thinking of actually scooching these hosta back just a little bit, just towards that's a camellia right back there, and just making room for these along the border here. But I really love how they contrast with that foliage. I think it's so pretty with that striped foliage. I think these are just like a basic Patriot hosta. I'm not quite sure. They were here when we moved in. And I'm just really trying to fill out this bed. As we go, I'm afraid that I did some damage to my hellebore here. I tried splitting hellebore that I had down there in the corner, and I think I don't know, I might have killed some of it. I don't think it was quite ready to be split, but I was kind of rushing it along. I'm trying to add in some hellebore here along the edge, right in front of this obelisk, and I have a clematis. This is a pink mink clematis that is not yet blooming, and looks like it needs a little bit of help to climb up the fishing line here. But it's kind of a trial because this is definitely a shadier border. So clematis really does prefer, they say, like, to keep the roots cool and give the top some sun. So it definitely probably does not get enough sun. So we'll see how that does this year. I may end up moving them. And then right back here are 3 Annabelle hydrangea that are looking very lovely right now. These I may end up moving to my front porch and adding in some oak leaf hydrangea right here. That is kind of a thought I have for the future. I have some Hakanachloa grass that I divided up and tried to spread out a little more evenly. I'm trying to get it to fill in kind of this whole front area here, but it's very slow growing for me. And I usually end up kind of coming in with some colorful impatiens and putting those in here just to add a little bit of interest and color to this area. These are the hellebore. Oh, I really need to water them. I hope I didn't kill them. But they looked so pretty this year. They were just some hellebore that I had purchased at Christmas time one year from Home Depot and transplanted them into my garden, and they ended up looking so pretty this year. Another clematis climbing up, and this has to be my favorite hosta. I added in these autumn frost hosta this year. Absolutely love them and how they pop against the dirt and against the color. I have a little Japanese painted fern that is trying to save, I guess you could say, back in there. And a clump of foxglove and some beautiful pink columbine here. I'm forgetting the actual name, something rose, I believe, but I did get these from work. Oh, look how pretty they are. Love them, and I definitely want to grow these from seed next year. So I have lots of columbine. These are kind of a biennial, I guess you could say. They self-seed, and they may come back, they may not come back. So I definitely want to ensure that I have lots of columbine. These actually came back from another year, and they are getting ready to bloom at some point here. But oh my goodness, yes, they are so pretty right now, and they will tend to die back a little bit foliage wise, so I may have to come in and fill this space up with something else. You can see a lot of daffodils that have had their day. I'm sorry that I didn't get any videos of my daffodils or the peak of my tulips out front, but it is what it is, I guess, right? And lots of hosta. I am loving how the hosta is looking right now underneath. This is a serviceberry tree. I think that it just looks beautiful this year. I have this wee hosta. Love the texture of the leaf, and some blue. I think that's a Patriot hosta not Patriot. Oh, I can't remember. It's a blue hosta along with an elegans, and then this is a blue halcyon right there. I have a big shadowland, Diamond Lake. I always forget the exact name of that one, but it's a bigger hosta from Proven Winners. Love how the autumn ferns, these are brilliance autumn ferns, and they come out this really interesting kind of bronze color in the spring, and then in the fall they have a bronze texture, kind of like they have a bronze hue most of the season, I would say, but so pretty. More hosta that I've repeated over here, and some Casablanca lilies. I also am filling the back in with a hedge. You can kind of see it a little bit back in there, a viburnum hedge. sweet talker viburnum that will take off quickly soon. They are quite small right now, but you can see I have 3 there, and then they're hiding, but I have 1 there and 1 there. So I think I do need to come in and fill this area in with 1 more on each side, but they will really provide a nice green hedge kind of as a backdrop for this corner down here. But just loving how lush this corner is looking. Oliver, leave it. Oh, he's trying to eat my plants. That's not good. The heuchera, this is, I believe, the same as what I had showed you over there, the wildberry heuchera. This is the best that they are looking. I protected them over the winter from the rabbits, and they're finally taking off. But oh, I love how they contrast with the autumn frost hosta and the columbine and the ferns. It just looks so pretty right now. And don't mind my blue bucket. This is a Wiggles and Squiggles hosta that I'm going to just kind of put right there in that empty space. There's a foxglove right there, and this is an anemone. Look at how amazing this is doing. This is, oh goodness, pink charm, maybe, is that the right word? That will also bloom towards the end of the summer. But I just think that having anemone in here kind of scattered about, I can save seed or divide it, would be so pretty for late season color. So all in all, I'm really enjoying this shadier bed this year. I think it just really is coming together nicely, and I can't wait to just continue filling this whole area in. I really love just kind of that lush look of the shade beds. I think they're so pretty. This is one of our side yards. It's on a slope. One year we would absolutely love to create kind of a pathway around our yard so that we're not walking on a slope, and kind of landscape around that pathway, but it's just not in the cards for right now. So we kind of just have to deal with this slope, which is a little bit annoying, but that's okay. I have this geranium that is exploding. I'm not quite sure the variety. This is one I got from my mom, but it just does so well anywhere. Sun, shade, it's a wonderful ground cover. It's starting to get some of its buds. It'll turn like a really light pink color, I would say. I'm considering moving some of it over to the side. You can see all of this bare dirt that needs to be covered with something, and I have some ground cover thyme that's beginning to spread. My hope is to fill in all of this dirt with some sort of ground cover. This is a Winecraft black smoke bush. It is the smaller smoke bush. It's the Proven Winners plant, and it just stays a lot smaller than a traditional smoke bush, but I will still have to keep it pruned. It can get 6 to 8 feet tall, but you can keep it pruned down. So that is my plan for right here. And then in our holly bed, this is where I tend to dump a lot of the things that I'm just not sure what to do with. We probably all have those kinds of beds. I have some daffodils that I actually am gonna take out. I have not liked that variety. It's just kind of a plain yellow and hasn't done very well. So those will be coming out. I'm gonna swing you around here and just show you my honeysuckle is taking off like crazy and all budded up. This is a Sensation honeysuckle, another Proven Winners plant, filling up this obelisk so beautifully. Can't wait for those flowers to come. Oh, I see a flower. I do see one. I'll show you. Yay! And the hummingbirds love these flowers too, so I hope that they find this plant. And it's supposed to smell like honey, so another bonus. So underneath the honeysuckle, I had divided, or actually propagated, the sedum from some Autumn Joy sedum that I have over on the other side of my house. It is doing really, really well. I think that I may propagate or divide it so I can move it down to that other side in front of the other holly that we have down there. And let's see, I have a penstemon that my mom had given me. I am not sure of the variety of this one, but I just stuck that in there. A lavender that I grew from seed 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago, maybe? It is really taking off and looking beautiful. Just gotten huge. So hopefully that will get flowers soon. I have a Oh So Easy red rose right back there, proven winner's rose. I think I see some buds forming. Yes, so that will explode with flowers very soon. And I have a black-eyed Susan. This is an American Gold Rush black-eyed Susan that I am super excited to see how that does. It stays a little more tidy and compact than a traditional like Goldstrom black-eyed Susan. And a grouping of coneflower I'm also protecting from the rabbits. There's, I believe, a pebble pink, white, and a summer song firefinch in there. So just trying to make sure they don't get those. And then I have a milkweed coming right back in there. So again, just kind of stuck that there last year. I'm not sure if, you know, any of these things will stay in their place forever, but overall, I am really enjoying this bed too. And then we have these more sweet talker viburnum over here. Oh, and a bee flying right there, just kind of hovering right next to me. These will also be kept in a hedge shape along this fence. So we will be trimming these up and then utilizing the space in front of them to grow things like zinnias, cosmos, maybe some ageratum. So lots of good things happening. So pretty. So we come out this side gate here to the other side of my house here, and I have two incredible hydrangeas just flanking the gate right here that I'd like to underplant with annuals. Last year I did sun patience and they looked so pretty. So I probably will try to add some sun patience again this year. And let's see, right back here we have a purple Laura petalum that is huge. We do keep this trimmed, otherwise it would get gigantic. But you can see that it is getting its beautiful fringy purpley pink flowers on it. So pretty. We'll wait until it's done flowering to trim it, but I am curious if it's going to be as floriferous this year because of the cold that we had. Laura petalum is kind of a marginal shrub for us. It's very well established, so it's not dead, but I don't know if it, you know, will flower as much as it has in previous years. So we'll see. And these are just some junipers that I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to use these, but I had picked these up from Costco. If you have a Costco membership, definitely check out their garden center plants section. They do just amazing pricing on things like basic plants like juniper, boxwood. I got my ferns, my Boston ferns from there for my front porch for I think $21 or $22. So really good deals. These are denim and lace Russian sage. I'm gonna bring that middle one out further and then create a little hedge of the Russian sage right in front of this white Gila that I think is loaded with flowers. We chopped this down like, I don't know, to 2 feet to the ground last year because it was really old and woody, and it came back absolutely amazing. It is so beautiful. I see flowers blooming back here, so I am going to show you. Oh, and another Weigelia that can be dug up and potted up or put in the ground somewhere. But look at this. This will be the best that it has ever looked. Look at these beautiful pink flowers. It just gets covered in these beautiful bright pink, like trumpet-like flowers. This one might be a better show. So a good Weigelia year for sure. So I'm just slowly filling this side in. It's not a whole lot to look at. We have another Laura petalum right here that we had put in after, well, actually the other one was here when we moved in. We put this one in to try to mirror that other one. This is a slightly different color, but still very beautiful. More anemone down there that's slowly coming back, and another form of rudbeckia let's see, I forget. This is Diamii, I believe, which is just it's a different black-eyed Susan that I believe is sturdier than the Goldstrum and maybe better for pollinators, if I'm remembering correctly. It'll take a couple years to really take off, but excited to see how that does. And then some more incredible hydrangea that are looking really good this year, way better than last year. So I am excited how those will kind of like mask this not so attractive looking wall right here on our porch. I'd like to slowly add things that really mask that white wall, like maybe some green boxwood on the corner, like a tall boxwood, or some trellises to grow some vines up. I'm not really sure, but I'm really pleased with how those are looking. And then I'm just gonna swing you around and show you, this is our big debacle, is our front yard. So we are wanting to add in a big bed. I'm debating if this is too big or not, but this will basically come out to almost, you can see the end of it right there, almost to the end of our porch right there. And this gets mostly sun, so it would be a great bed to grow sunnier, perennials and shrubs in. But we're really playing around with the placement. My initial thought is to create kind of a pathway in the front yard here that just kind of ushers you through the front yard and down into the backyard. Just a natural kind of flow for walking. And you can see that it would cover quite a large area of our yard. And we also have these lovely utility boxes here that we are trying to conceal. So I did get these boxwood from Costco, and I am not quite sure how I would like to use them. Really figuring out the placement and, if I want them along the edge or kind of more in the middle, or what I want to do with them. But that's our big decision right now, is how to form this front bed. You can see the curves that we laid out using the paint. So if you have any thoughts or ideas, let me know. I'd love to hear other people's opinions on that. We are at the tail end of tulip season and magnolia season. I love how the Jane Magnolia looks though when it has just a little bit of flowers left and the beautiful green leaves. I think that it looks so pretty. This had another great year, except for the fact that we got a late frost, so it fried a lot of the flowers mid, bloom time, which was pretty disappointing. I'm really enjoying the shape of it this year. I've really been working to kind of limit up and expose the trunks more instead of it being one giant bush. I'm trying to turn it into more of a structural tree, but I think that it is looking really, really pretty this year, and it has grown so much. I'm just now realizing how tall it is. I can't believe how tall it has gotten. And I also just go in and try to trim any of the crossing branches each year just to make sure it's maintaining a nice open shape. Now, right down here, I have some purple Palasugra that have struggled so much, I think from rabbits. And I'm gonna put some cloches over them and see if I can save them, but they're looking pretty ratty except for this one. This one is doing pretty good. So we'll see, and I actually have some coming there. Some new ones. These are more hosta that I transplanted last year. They were all in front of my porch here, and I moved them here underneath the magnolia. Really enjoying those, and I think that they'll just look really beautiful as they continue to get bigger and fill out this whole space. And then if I can get these okra to behave and fill in this whole front area with this purple pallas and maybe another perennial, like a low-lying perennial, I think would be really, really pretty. I even thought of that blue juniper somehow in here. Now this is the traditional lamb's ear that spreads very vigorously, and it does flower. Some people love it, some people hate it. I am in the middle. I think it's a great perennial to have and really contrasts nicely with other plants. Like you can see the red in the heuchera against the silvery blue of the lamb's ear looks super beautiful. So this was my tulip display for the spring. It is definitely on its last leg. I usually do a tulip display in front of my porch here every year. I love it. I always do these colorful tulips. I think they just add so much cheer and brightness to springtime when you've been going through winter for so long. I just love seeing all of the bright and cheery colors. So here it is. Again, I apologize for not getting them at peak time, but just love them. And then I will come in and put in my sun patience. You can see that I have some boxwood growing right back there. My phone is so bright, it's so bright out, I can't really see my screen. And then some Nandina back there that I am planning to replace with the hydrangea. We decided to push it off another year because of all that we have going on. But my goal is to have a beautiful, like, lush hydrangea hedge behind the boxwood and either use the Nandina somewhere else or just possibly give them to someone else. You can see I don't have my ferns up yet. My porch is a mess, so I am not gonna take you up on there. It's just pretty embarrassing. But I'm gonna show you real quick past my car. This corner down here is another little bed we were thinking of creating. Now, I have the curves going inward right now, but I am considering having them go outwards just so that we have more space to plant. But the general feeling is just kind of a pathway around the serviceberry tree here and around our front yard. So those are our big projects for the year. And I can show you what I have in my container here that I'm planning to do for the summer. I have another red geranium and another white bitans. I have a vine, just a, let's see, it's like a, just a Boston, is that a Boston ivy? Premium Wonders variety. And then another Calibrachoa Super Bells, Blue Moon Punch, the same as out back, and a spike plant in the middle. So nice and simple, pretty classic. And ooh, I see some ajuga blooming down here. This I want to move all throughout this bed and maybe right across from me beside the walkway. For some reason, it's not coming back as well as it did last year. I'm not sure if it's because of the cold winter we had or what, but it is still alive. So I think kind of moving that over here where it's empty would be pretty also. So there you go. There's my front porch for spring. I also added tulips over here on the other side of my garage that I had not done before. They are also about done, but I really enjoyed seeing the color here along this little pathway, this flagstone pathway that we have. I love these late season orange and yellow, almost a red. I think that those are so cool. I love that kind of, I don't know what you call that. It's definitely a pointier petal than the others. And these are super pretty too. So I think that I will definitely do that again next year. And I have some things to rip out and a nice gigantic weed. I have a daffodil that I thought I had gotten rid of, but clearly did not, and a huge weed, and some grasses that are dead, so they need to come out. And this little dwarf globular spruce is looking really good, pushing out new foliage. Is so soft. It's almost like rubber. It feels like rubber, the new foliage. I love it. And some creeping Jenny. I had a container here and it had creeping Jenny in it, and it just started to grow into the ground. So I will leave that there and pull from it for containers if I want to. We are underneath my Merlot redbud. It is almost done flowering, but here is a little glimpse of the flowers. Oh my goodness. They were so beautiful this year, but the foliage is just as beautiful. Oh boy, I almost slipped and fell. Look at that leaf. It's like a heart-shaped red leaf. So, so pretty. Love this tree. And again, just like the magnolia has gotten so big. My boxwood have gotten so big. These are winter gem boxwood over here that we will shape into a ball form. Another incredible hydrangea, looking good. And some roses. This is the Oh So Easy red rose, proven winners, getting buds. Very pretty. I have a clematis back there that will climb up that little metal trellis, and some serendipity allium. They get beautiful purple ball-shaped flowers in the summertime. Fantastic perennial for dividing. A beautiful holly. I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Red Beauty. Red Beauty holly. This has done far superior than my Dragon Lady hollies that I have over in my big holly bed over on the other side of my deck. This one, I love it so much more. So much more. And some daisies that are looking beautiful. I am shocked to see that these rudbeckia came back. These are, let's see, Indian summer variety that I bought at the end of the season last year, and they're not really supposed to necessarily come back. They're more of an annual or biennial, so I was really surprised to see them, which I am very happy about because I absolutely loved them. So they are looking fantastic in front of this rhododendron here. This is not yet blooming. And then these are the autumn toy sedum that I was talking about that I had propagated that are really doing well. I may fill those in and start new plants to fill in the gaps here. I think would be pretty. Another rhododendron, and that's about it for now. What's going in that bed? So let's go meet in the backyard for a second. So that is the end of my May garden tour. If you stuck with me for the whole thing, thank you very much. I know that was really long. I just wanted to kind of update you on everything that I have going on. I really enjoyed hanging out with you today. I missed that so much. I miss talking with you in the comments. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you're up to in your garden or in life in general. Like I said, I will plan to try to do like a beginning, a mid, and kind of an end of the month garden tour every month, and just kind of see how I'm feeling as we get my son graduated and get through all of those busy things to see if I can increase that at all, but at least that I'm showing up and showing you my garden and just kind of what we've done and the progress that we've made. So I hope that you're having a great spring and that you all are doing well. I will talk to you soon. Bye.